Hey there, I am Max Edward Ramos from Biped 3B, and here are my answers for this activity. So, what are my other ideas about the sport working committees? So, in school, except that they are the ones who facilitate or they manage the sports competition in school, such as intramurals and other sports events held inside the school amenities. So, I think the sports working committees they are also part of the other competition held in other schools. So, and those are the PA teachers in that school where they are the ones who facilitate the game. So they serve as the referee, as a committee, and also in their schools, so they are the ones who teach or trains the athletes, so they serve as the coach. While in other competition, if they get invited to be the referee or a committee, so those that is when they change their roles. So those are my ideas about in school competitions and sport working committees. So, how can I apply my learnings on administration and management in this topic? So, I know that in this subject, so we have to learn about the sports management or the sports administration. That's why we have learned about the administration and the management, the difference of this. So, I think we are going to implement how first that we differentiate or we know the difference of the administration and management. So when it comes to sports, so we will know how to facilitate a specific sports. So now that we know what kind of management we are going to implement or use, or what kind of administering we are going to implement, because in sports, we have rules and regulations. Also, we have so these are the rules and regulations that we need to follow, and also um, we have how to manage the athletes, or and how a coach can manage um, his or her athletes in the competition. So the behavior, the character he or she will teach to his or her athletes, and how they will use all of those things inside the sports competition. I think there's a lot of factors that could affect the ineffectiveness of sport working committees. For example, one of those factors is that there's a shortage or the lack of supplies in facilities, so and equipments. We cannot uh, we cannot held or we cannot make into possible a competition if the facilities or the equipments of the actual sport is missing or not complete. So, for example, we have a net that is being broken or not, or the ball, there's a shortage in ball. So, those are the factors that affect, it could affect the game, not just the players or the the equipment, but also the whole game. So, also there are, if there are injury of the athletes, of course the committee is responsible for the athletes. And what else? Of course, if there are problems with the venue, and of course if there are a problem with the sports committee itself. So those are the factors that could affect a sports working committee. So not just the equipment or the athletes, but also them. These are the importance of the sports working committee based on the lesson. So they have mentioned about the committee on program and invitation. So I think this is important because they are the ones who facilitate and manage the program and invitation. So they are one who put the persons, what kind of who are the guests, speakers, and what are the sports that they will going to play, and they will print a copy of program and they will give it to the athletes, to the teachers, and to the other students. So that has happened in is, school sports competition. So next is the documentation committee. So they are the one who are responsible for the documenting of the athletes. So the documents of the athletes, just as the medical certificates, the birth certificates, and other papers that who are required or which is being required or part of the requirements. So accommodation committee, so they are the one who accommodates the athletes. They will give the rooms, they will give the area, they will assign the area wherein the athletes and the coaches will stay. So next is the committee on supplies. So they are the one who is responsible for the supplies of the game, not just the food, not just for the costumes or the outfits of the athletes, but also to the overall supply of the game, such as the equipment and yeah. So next we have technical committee. So technical committees, they are the ones who are responsible for the technicalities of the game, such as the scoreboards or the LED screens or and all of the things that is something to do with the administering the scoring of the game. Yeah. And next we have the awards committee. So in the awards committee, they are the ones who are responsible for the certificates, trophies. Oh, they are important because in every competition, even if it's a school sports competition, so it is a token of appreciation or a reward for the athletes and the coach to give them trophy or certificates for attending or for participating in the game. So next we have peace and order committee. So they are the ones who manage the peace and order of committee. So if there are trouble happening in the games, not only between the opponents and the other team, so they are responsible for the overall peace in the whole event. So the last is the protest and discipline committee. So they are the ones who facilitate or they are the ones who responsible for the complaints that they get from the audience and from the athletes or from the coach. So they will identify or analyze those complaints or the discipline that they will impose on that a certain athlete if they of he or she commit a violation, or for the coach that must tolerate the wrongdoings of his or her athletes. So those are the importance of the committees or the sport working committees.